The legend of John Titor is one of the biggest internet mysteries of all time. Who is John Titor? He's supposedly a time traveler from the year 2036 who, on a mission to save the world, traveled back in time to get a 1975 IBM 5100 computer. I'm going to tell you his story here for you on I.O. Welcome back to InformOverload, where we tell you about the most interesting news stories we find on the internet and then we make them more entertaining. My name is Charlotte Dobre, writer, host, actor, queen of potato, mother of spuds, eater of chips today. I've seen a lot of crazy on the internet over the last few years, but this next story has me shook. Oh yeah, by the way, the legend of John Titor began in July of 1988 during the late-night paranormal radio show Coast to Coast AM. Mid-show, the host Art Bell received a bunch of faxes. If you don't know what a fax is, it's how people used to send documents before email. The faxes were from someone who claimed to be an American soldier with detailed knowledge of time travel. The faxes go on to talk about how time travel was officially invented in the year 2034. The faxes also say that no one has been able to time travel past the year 2564, and they also talk about the upcoming Y2K disaster. Here's a transcript of the fax sent that was read out to listeners. It says, "Dear Art, I had to fax when I heard other travelers calling in from any time past the year 2500 AD. Please let me explain. Time travel was invented in 2034. Offshoots of certain successful fusion reactor research allowed scientists at CERN to produce the world's first contained singularity engine. The basic design involves rotating singularities inside a magnetic field. By altering the speed and direction of rotation, you can travel both forward and backward in time. Time itself can be understood in terms of connected lines. When you go back in time, you travel on your own timeline. When you turn your singularity engine off, a new timeline is created due to the fact that you and your time machine are now there. In other words, a new universe is created." The soldier went on to give several outcomes of time travel. 1. You can meet your past or future self. 2. You can alter history in the new universe you have just created. And also, when you time travel, you have to compensate for the orbit of the Earth, since the time machine doesn't move. You have to adjust the engine so you remain on the planet when you turn it off. But anyone going forward in time from 2036 hit a brick wall in the year 2564, where apparently nothing exists. The year 2564 is nothing but blackness and silence, which he believes was the result of a nuclear weapon set off by Iraq in the Middle East war with Israel. This American soldier went on to warn about the impending Y2K disaster, saying that people will die on highways and freeze to death. Governments will implement martial law, and finally, a communal government system is developed. Now, at this point, I kind of started to lose interest, mostly because none of the Y2K madness ever unfolded the way people thought it would. But fast forward to the year 2000, when someone with the username timetravel_0 started posting his story on the Time Travel Institute forum. He also started posting to the Art Bell BBS forum under the username John Titor. The first post he made is as follows: "Greetings, I'm a time traveler from the year 2036. I'm on my way home after getting an IBM computer system from the year 1975. My time machine is a stationary mass temporal displacement unit manufactured by General Electric. I will be happy to post pictures of the unit." And he did. And his posts got a lot of attention. He answered tons of questions in detail about time travel. He also answered the question, why did he need an IBM computer from 1975 to save the world? Well, old IBM computers have this secret function, where they're capable of reading old code written before the widespread use of APL and BASIC. Computers from the future don't have that capability. So scientists in the year 2036 needed this computer in order to debug equipment susceptible to the Unix Millennium Bug, which is a similar concept to the Y2K bug, in the sense that it causes computer systems to fail. It actually turned out that this secret feature was 100% real. It was confirmed to really exist by a real IBM engineer who incidentally helped design it. This gave John Titor and his claims a lot more credibility because only a few people knew about this secret feature. Okay, so Titor was right about the secret IBM feature, but what about his other predictions for the future? There were many. First of all, the Y2K disaster everyone was afraid was gonna happen never happened. John also said that there was gonna be a civil war in the United States that would result in the country breaking up into 5 separate parts. Most major cities would be destroyed, and Omaha, Nebraska would take Washington DC's place as the capital. Intriguing! Except according to John, the Civil War was supposed to take place between 2004 to 2015, and World War III nuclear attacks would end it. Most people would have dismissed John Titor's claims at this point, until his post from 2001, which explained that he was from a different timeline, another universe, which meant the events he described wouldn't happen at the exact times he predicted or in the same way. The post read, "As far as the future goes, your world line is about 2.5% different than mine. This is a roughly cumulative measurement based on my arrival in 1975. As far as I can tell right now, you are headed toward the same events I would call my history in 2036. However, the very nature of time travel states that every world line is unique, and you are very much in control of what you do and how you get there. The thing I find most interesting is CERN in Geneva, Switzerland, the same CERN John Titor described, really does have a particle accelerator. It's called the Large Hadron Collider. It's the most powerful in the world, but it wasn't started up until 2008. John Titor reached out to the paranormal radio station in 1988. Interesting, very interesting. Even more interesting, CERN is currently working on an even bigger particle accelerator, the Future Circular Collider, set to be completed in the next couple of decades, maybe even by the year 2034, the year John Titor said time travel was invented. Tell me, do you think John Titor could have been a real time traveler? Let me know in those comments. Apex TV got nothing on John Titor! For now, I'm gonna wrap up this video with a couple comment features. I wish I had a creative username said, "Why you gotta be a fashion queen, potato?" I like clothes. Willow McFarland said, "Hey Charlotte, what are you gonna be for Halloween?" I always get asked this and I honestly have no idea. Maybe this is finally the year where I dress up as a potato. That is it for me, and thanks for watching. If you want to keep watching, we put together a playlist for you with a bunch of videos just like this one, and make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'm gonna see you in a future IO video.